At a secondary school in Denmark, Eva teaches literature to a group of young students. Later, she moves to the basketball court and arranges several chairs with the help of her students. This preparation precedes a brief talk to be given by the principal along with the mayor, who is also Eva's husband. The mayor's assistants arrive at the school to organize details and move equipment. Among these people, Eva recognizes a woman. She greets her out of courtesy, but her expression hardens. She is Jostein's former lover, her husband. With discomfort tightening her chest, she leaves the court to get some air. Ingeborg, her friend and colleague, approaches, greets her and asks if she's okay. Eva sighs in annoyance, so her friend picks up on the uncomfortable presence of the former lover. In a dry, joking tone, Ingeborg asks if they should kill her. Once everything is ready, the principal, together with the mayor, speaks about the integration of immigrants who are seeking a future in the country. They present a new social work project in which undocumented students will be included. A few people in the audience oppose it, exchanging murmurs and cold looks. Even so, the plan moves forward, and the decision is finalized in a divided atmosphere. As night falls, Eva and Jostein go to bed. He tries to get close and wants intimacy. At first, she responds to his caresses. However, she remembers the infidelity and pulls away. Almost the entire city knows about the affair, and that exposure eats away at her. Eva feels like a laughingstock, so the distance between her and her husband silently grows. A few days later, the undocumented youths arrive. A meeting is organized in a gallery to meet them and register them in the government system. Eva takes part, but the stares overwhelm her. She thinks they are judging her for having forgiven an infidelity. The pressure tightens her chest, so she isolates herself in a room. There, she finds a boy reading and smoking. She asks him for a cigarette, lights it, and looks at the book. It's a very well-known children's book. The young man explains in English that he's reading it to learn the language, since he's a foreigner from Syria. The conversation is awkward at first because of the language barrier, but they end up getting along as if a door had opened. Sometime later, Eva runs into the boy again in a special class for those trying to integrate into the country. There, she learns that his name is Amir and that he is 18 years old. The boy is cheerful, curious, and eager to learn, with such energy that he catches Eva's attention. That afternoon from the classroom window, Eva sees him leave with his head down. Intrigued, she picks up his essay and reads it silently. Amir describes a heart divided between a new life and the longing to return to his homeland and see his family. He confesses to feeling uncomfortable and afraid in a strange country, though he holds on to hope for better days. Eva closes the text with a mix of tenderness and concern. However, at the next meeting with the undocumented students, Amir does not attend. Puzzled, Eva looks for him all over the school. Finally, she finds him outside the school talking with the principal, and from a distance his displeasure is obvious. Eva approaches to ask what's going on. The principal informs her that Amir will have to leave for northern Norway along with other young people due to a lack of space for refugees. He will have to leave the school and the projects, so the announcement comes as a blow. Eva refuses to accept that fate, so she asks Jostein to let those young people stay and contribute to society. He dismisses the idea without a second thought. Immediately after, he packs his bags for another trip. Eva asks if his former lover will be joining him on the trip. He answers yes, because they work in the same field, especially now that the elections are approaching. She becomes furious and demands that he not lie to her by trying to make her believe he won't continue the affair. Jostein begs her to let go of those thoughts. He assures her that he loves her and that all he wants is to regain her trust. Eva can't calm down, and he leaves to avoid another fight. The next day, in the school gym, Eva finds Amir practicing boxing. His punches reveal anger and helplessness. She follows him to the room the school provides as his home and knocks on the door. Amir opens the door with tears in his eyes and is surprised to see her. She asks what he's doing. He replies that he doesn't know and apologizes for missing classes. Moved by his distress, Eva promises to find a solution so he can stay. Shortly after, they both speak with the principal and propose that Amir live with Eva so he can continue his studies. The principal agrees and asks them to fill out some forms, opening up an unexpected path. That same afternoon, Eva takes him home and assigns him a room. Amir is overflowing with gratitude and confesses that he feels like she is an angel sent from heaven. The house takes on a new rhythm and trust begins to take root. Later, he shares an intimate dream. He wants to be a writer. Unfortunately, he can't enroll in any course or academy because he doesn't have residency or the necessary papers. Eva listens attentively and assures him that he will achieve it with her help. Next, Jostein arrives and runs into Amir at the entrance of the house. He stops, surprised to see him there. His expression hardens when Eva explains that she has given him temporary lodging. Stunned by the news, he prefers to hold back. When he is alone with Eva, he scolds her for not consulting him and warns that this could harm his political campaign. Eva cares little about the campaign. She replies that Amir will stay as long as he wants. The house is divided into two silences. Later, she goes out for a drive with Amir. At a stoplight, the boy looks at her legs. Eva notices and adjusts her dress with a slight movement. The next morning, during a class, Eva receives a Facebook message from someone named Bashir Ismail, saying he enjoyed yesterday. She is left confused. She analyzes the words and mentally reviews what happened. She assumes it's Amir but doesn't understand why another name appears on her social media. Doubt settles in and demands an answer. So Eva returns home and hurriedly goes through the boy's belongings, looking for some clue about his identity. She opens drawers, flips through papers. Suddenly, she hears the voices of Amir and her husband in the living room. They have just arrived. Frightened, she hides. When she notices they are moving toward the kitchen, she runs out and pretends she has just come in. Later, she firmly asks who Bashir Ismail is. Amir says he doesn't know. Eva insists that he not lie because she received a message from an account with that name and asks if he made up his identity. If that's the case, she warns that she will call the police. Amir, frightened, begs her not to do it and confesses that his real name is Bashir. He explains that Amir is a character because Bashir was denied asylum after 7 years in Denmark and his whole family was deported to Syria. He begs Eva to keep the secret. He says that she is different and the only one who has given him happiness and hope. Eva is left stunned. She lets herself be embraced, caresses his face. He leans in to kiss her and she lets herself go. They end up sleeping together and the line is completely crossed. After that encounter, Eva is nervous. In the privacy of the car, she asks him not to let it happen again. He nods, but his hand slides down Eva's thigh. She doesn't move it away. Eva was saying no with her mouth, but the rest of her body was already signing the contract. Then, he kisses her neck and gets out of the car. Her denial becomes fragile. Soon after, they sleep together again. In the following weeks, she goes out with the guy in the afternoons and puts aside her classes with the refugees. One afternoon, they stay in bed whispering to each other. Suddenly, a door opens and Jostine's voice echoes through the house. Eva puts on a robe and Amir hides. To avoid trouble, Eva greets her husband, who finds her radiant and wants to be with her. She pushes him toward the bedroom. Nevertheless, the mayor ends up taking her almost right in front of Amir, who is hidden just a few steps away, and the danger brushes the edge of the impossible. After a few weeks, Amir manages to get accepted for an interview at a creative writing academy. To celebrate, they go out by car and board a ferry. There, they allow themselves to be romantic in every corner without looking around. They laugh and hold hands, feeling as if time stands still. But the bubble bursts when, among the cars, a shelter assistant who works for the mayor greets Eva. Both of them carefully pretend nothing is wrong. They adjust their expressions, choose their words carefully. Even so, they don't know how much the woman might have seen. Uncertainty is hot on their heels. The next day, Amir receives a letter from immigration and asks Eva to read it. The letter informs them that Amir is now a resident. They hug, laugh, and take a deep breath. For a moment, everything seems to be going their way. Hope shines even though the environment does not forget. A little while later, Justine arrives, looking very serious and giving Amir a threatening look. The boy feels uncomfortable and withdraws to his room. Alone with his wife, Justine mentions that he heard she ran into one of her employees on the ferry, so he wants to know what happened. Eva explains that she went out to celebrate with Amir because of the course. He doesn't believe her and asks if there's something going on between them. Eva, horrified, asks him if he's lost his mind and says it's pathetic to ask such a sick question. Then she leaves indignantly. During a gathering at home with friends of the mayor, Amir shows up to announce that tomorrow he has an interview to attend the writing academy. The interview will be in another city, so he has decided to travel with a friend from the gym. Eva hears this and wants to know who this friend is. Jealousy rears its head uninvited. 3 days later, Amir returns from the interview without telling Eva and without coming home. She sees him at the high school chatting with a girl. Eva reproaches him for not letting her know he was back. To get out of trouble, he tries to touch her and steals a kiss. Passion flares up suddenly. Suddenly, someone enters the room. It's Ingeborg. She sees the scene, is surprised, and leaves. The secret now has a witness. Immediately, Eva catches up to her to talk, but her friend asks what she's doing. Eva replies that she's fallen in love. Ingeborg asks her if she's aware that she's doing something wrong, or if she hasn't thought that the boy might take advantage of her because she's in charge of the refugee center. On the verge of tears, Eva begs her not to say that and walks away, left with lingering doubt. With this doubt, Eva starts following Amir, who leaves the house frequently. Soon she sees that he visits a girl's house. She waits for the young woman to leave and honks the horn so Amir will get in the car. She asks if he's been seeing the girl, but he doesn't answer. Eva says she can't believe he's been using her all this time. In a fit of anger, Amir exclaims that he's the one being used because she could be his mother. And that was the end of everything. Nothing kills passion faster than a motherly comparison. The blow wounds Eva. She throws him out of the car and yells that she never wants to see him again. The bond is broken abruptly. Then, Eva arrives home and Jostein asks her where Amir is. She replies that he won't be living there anymore. He demands an explanation and grabs her by the arm to force her to sit at the table. On the verge of tears, Eva says that everything has been a mistake. Jostein, in a panic, senses that she's about to confess to an affair. But when Eva is about to speak, she decides to lie. She claims that she kicked Amir out because he's a liar who changed his identity to get residency. The mayor's expression changes. He tells his wife not to blame herself and as an authority says he can't allow such a situation. He rushes to tell the principal everything, and the administrative machinery gets underway. A few days later, Amir comes to Eva's house and asks her why she revealed his secret. She replies that he ruined her life and that she was just returning the favor. Amir exclaims that they'll kill him when he's deported to Syria and begs her to do something. At that moment, Jostein comes out to throw the boy off the property, or else he'll call the police. Meanwhile, all Eva can do is cry. In the following days, Eva receives a letter from the Writing Academy. Amir has been accepted. The only thing left to do is to throw away the paper, which burns in her hands. Months later, the whole city, along with Eva, celebrates that Jostein has been elected mayor again. In his speech, he thanks his wife's great work and heart, and assures everyone that he couldn't have achieved anything without her. The public facade remains, while everything else is left in the shadows. In the end, the city learned that there is nothing more solid than a well-painted facade, nor anything more fragile than the lives sustained behind it. Choose one of these videos. If not, the whole town will find out about your life as if it were an election campaign.